Hello lovelies and welcome back to my last video of the year. I wanted to get my bookshelf settled here, so I wanted to go in with a bookshelf organization as well as an unhaul if I'm able to fit that in. I am a little nasally. I'm sick again. I can't believe this. I was sick like 2 months ago. Ever since I got COVID, which I got like 3 years after the original lockdown, my immune system has been like totally shot. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Noah. I'm a bookish and lifestyle blogger, born and raised still based in New York City. So if that sounds like of any interest to you, I hope that you keep on watching and that you're having a wonderful holiday season. I have 2 bookshelves. I set these up, I think earlier this year. I had just moved last year, and it's organized all by genre and then in alphabetical order. I have a TBR shelf over here, and then down below where you can't see, I also have my book of the month books. I do also have like a mini pile of books that I have already begun to unhaul. Like as soon as a physical book that I own is like less than 3 stars, definitely 2 stars, gone. Over for them. I just need to list them on my Depop, throw them into little free libraries that I can find, though I see a lot less lately. So I have like a head start on that. I am also considering incorporating the book of the month books that I have in my regular shelf. I prefer them to stay together just because they all have this special binding, the special spines, covers that book of the month does, but I kind of want to see how it'll look if I incorporate them all, just so that they're not like totally separate and that I could actually see what I own, and I could do something more with the bottom shelf down here. Let's get started. The first shelf, the top shelf also, is just like all manga and some of the Japanese books that I own. I have a lot more like children's books and other Japanese books that I have in boxes still from when I originally moved. I just didn't want them to take up space on my bookshelf when I had like other more immediate books that I would grab, just because children's books aren't really something that I read often normally. Probably something I would want to display if I had bigger shelves, like more shelves, and children in my family, in my immediate life. So I'm just gonna go ahead, peruse my bookshelves and see what I could take off. Now all of my book of the month books have been organized by genre. All the red books that I needed to organize and to put into its proper place have also been categorized by genre, and now I just have to shift things around. As you can tell, I also add really limited decorations on my bookshelf. It's very Virgo of me. It's very practical mindset. Would I like it to be a little cuter? Yes. Am I going to make it that way? No. However, I do have some books that are front-facing favorite books, really pretty books, but I think I'm going to end up changing things up as I go along. I keep having to shift everything around because I have so many new mystery thriller books that I'm adding here, because most of the book of the month books I choose are mystery thriller. So I might end up having to like take everything off of my shelf, which I really hate the prospect of, because it means that I have so much more work to do. now finally organized my shelves, and rearranging things has made me realize that I now have less space on my bookshelves, even though I did unhaul some. It might have to do with the fact that I incorporated my book of the month books, which I kind of don't like, but not enough to like redo it immediately. I guess I'll see how it goes throughout the next year and how much more that I may accumulate, because it did fit much better down on my last bottom shelf where there's a lot more space because I stacked them, even though it's not really good for the spines. So I'll see how it goes. I feel like it doesn't look great in the romance section having like hardcovers, but we shall go through everything now. I didn't change anything at the top over here. Like I said, it is a manga series, just one Koda's favorite. They're actually his that I've read before and I also really enjoyed. And then we have my mystery thriller section over here. I have a lot of books as it is my favorite genre, and then it bleeds right into horror as well, and then I have a little bit of graphic novels. It is a little bit of a random order. It's not anything like my favorite genres or anything like that. It's just, I guess, how it went in my head and I just kept it as that. After that, I have some classic books and then my nonfiction books as well, leading into my contemporary / literary fiction. I realized I don't have a lot of each genre, so I just mesh the two since it does sort of like bleed into the other. After that, I have some of my historical fiction books. A lot of them are my childhood, like American Girl doll stories, Dear America stories that I did consider unhauling, but I really did enjoy reading them as a kid. So just for nostalgia purposes, I'm going to be keeping them for now. And then I have a huge fantasy section down at the bottom now because they're all series, so it bled up to the top here as well. And then I have a bunch of my YA books. I don't like to buy a lot of YA anymore. If I ever like in the future rearrange my bookshelves, I might tuck those away towards the bottom or something, because I think it's funny that my YA books kind of line up with my super smutty books after. So I have my romance books, and then this is where like my actual bookshelf ends, because at the bottom I have all of my physical TBR. This like shelf and a half is what my physical TBR consists of. I don't love that it's now at the bottom of the shelf because I want to be able to get through it. I want to have it in a place that's obvious where I see it all the time, but I think that's just the way that it lined up and I kind of like it better. That's all I can do also, so we'll see how it goes. If I lose more space, maybe I can do more unhauls throughout the year, but it looks like I am running out of space on my bookshelves. As for the books that I am going to be unhauling, it kind of turned into a bigger stack as I was going through my shelf and like really thinking about it. So I think I'll include that in another video just because it is a lot larger now. But if you do see them listed before I upload that video, because I'm not sure when that might be, make sure to look down below because I always have my Depop up. I haven't actually listed books in a long time, especially since I moved, but clearly it looks like I will need to be using it. So check those out and keep your eyes peeled for an unhaul and subscribe so you can ring that little notification bell to be the first one to watch. Thank you all for watching. I feel like much better entering in the new year with my bookshelves looking nicer and organized, which was the whole point of this, so I may accumulate some more. I haven't like been in a super like book buying feel lately, which I think is good, but we shall see because I haven't looked at any of the 2025 releases that might be anticipated for me. Thank you all so much for watching and I will see you all in the new year. Happy New Year, happy holidays. Bye.